Hello everyone, myself Biditi studying B.Pharmacy first year in Maharaja College of Pharmacy, and now I'm going to give a seminar on the topic disorders of lipid metabolism. Before going to the disorders, we should know what is meant by lipid metabolism. It is the important source of energy. Actually, simply it is nothing but the breakdown of lipids. That means the food what we eat or the diet what we take contain lipids along with carbohydrates and proteins. So those lipids which we consume gets broken down in our body and results in the production of energy. Hence, it is the important source of energy. And fats stored within the body are constantly broken down and reassembled to balance the energy requirements of the body with the consumed food. That means the fat which is stored in our body gets broken down to meet the energy requirements, as we need energy for various physical activities. That energy is produced by the breakdown of these fats. The whole process is catalyzed by specific enzymes. Similarly, for the breakdown of carbohydrates, enzymes are required, right? In similar way, there are some enzymes for the metabolism of lipids. If these fatty substances accumulate within the body for prolonged duration, the body organs get harmed. That means in case of enzyme deficiency, what happens? The fat which is stored in our body doesn't get break down, energy won't produce in our body, and as there is no breakdown of stored fats, the food what we consume which contain fats get accumulated in our body, which results in the damage of organs. Next, due to the abnormalities in enzymes, fatty acids show various disorders such as hypercholesterolemia, atherosclerosis, fatty liver, and obesity. So, in case of any abnormality in the enzymes which are involved in lipid metabolism, they cause various disorders in the body such as hypercholesterolemia, atherosclerosis, fatty liver, and obesity. Is hypercholesteremia. So what is hypercholesteremia? As the name suggests, hyper means increased level or high level of cholesterol. So it is the presence of high levels of cholesterol in the blood. That means in the blood if there is an increased level of cholesterol, and that condition is called hypercholesteremia. So how much level of cholesterol means? It is greater than 200 mg per deciliter. That means if the cholesterol level in the blood is greater than 200 mg per dl, that condition is called hypercholesteremia. And this condition is associated by coronary heart disease and atherosclerosis. Means due to the increased cholesterol level in the blood, there may be a chance that the walls of the arteries may get thickened, which leads to coronary artery disease, and also there may be a chance of blockage of arteries due to the deposition of fats, which leads to atherosclerosis. Next, coming to LDL, that is low density lipoprotein. Actually, cholesterol is of two different types, that is LDL and HDL. LDL means low density lipoprotein and HDL means high density lipoprotein. So LDL is considered as bad cholesterol as it transports cholesterol particles throughout the body and builds up in the walls of the arteries and making them hard and narrow. So as the artery gets narrow due to the deposition, then how the blood flows? It flows with a great pressure, right? So high blood pressure condition develops here due to the narrowing of arteries. Next is HDL, that is high density lipoprotein. So it is considered as a good cholesterol. It picks up excess cholesterol and takes it back to the liver. That means the excess cholesterol is taken to the liver by this HDL for metabolism. Hence it is considered as the good cholesterol. Next, how to control, that is how can we control hypercholesteremia? First is consumption of PUFA, that is polyunsaturated fatty acids. So by consuming this polyunsaturated fatty acids, we can control the hypercholesteremia because it reduces the plasma cholesterol level. Next is dietary fiber, that means by taking high fiber rich food and avoiding high carbohydrate diet, and also by use of some drugs like lovastatin, and these all can control the hypercholesteremia. And you can observe in the diagram, in the first case the wall of the blood vessel is normal and without any fat deposits, hence the blood flows easily, whereas in the second case there is a less flow due to the deposition of cholesterol, and finally the blood flows stops. So next, coming to second disorder, that is atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis is a complex disease. We know disease and disorder are two things where disease can be cured, whereas disorder cannot be cured permanently, but it can be managed. So atherosclerosis is a complex disease in which thickening or hardening of arteries due to the accumulation of lipids in inner arterial walls takes place. That means the wall of the arteries gets deposited by the lipids, which makes the arteries thickened or hardened. Next, atherosclerosis states when endothelium becomes damaged, allow harmful type of cholesterol to build up in the artery wall. Actually, we know arteries are lined with a thin layer of cells that keeps them smooth and allows easy flow of blood, and this is called endothelium. When this endothelium gets damaged, the harmful type of cholesterol like LDL, I said low density lipoprotein, gets deposited in the wall of the artery. Next, it is a progressive disorder. Progressive means that gradually or develops with time. So it is a progressive disorder that narrow and ultimately blocks the arteries. Next point is it leads to infraction, that is stoppage of blood flow, result in the death of the tissue. So as the blood flow stops, then oxygen supply also stops, right? It leads to the death of the particular tissue. Next, coronary arteries are mainly affected, leading to myocardial infarction or heart attack. Actually, in this disease, mainly coronary arteries will get affected. We know coronary artery is the artery which supply blood to the wall of the heart. So, in this disease, coronary arteries mainly gets affected, and it leads to the myocardial infarction or heart attack. Next, atherosclerosis is a preventable and treatable disease. So we can prevent or treat this atherosclerosis by bypass surgery or by using some drugs or medicines. We can treat. Liver. We know liver is the largest organ inside our body. It helps our body to digest food, store energy, and remove toxic substances. So, what is fatty liver? Fatty liver disease is a condition in which fat builds up in your liver. That means when fat gets deposited in our liver, then that condition is called fatty liver. The normal concentration of lipid in liver is around 5%. In some conditions, triglycerols accumulate excessively in liver, resulting in fatty liver. So when triglycerols get deposited excessively in our liver, and that brings a condition called fatty liver. In normal liver, Kupffer cells contain lipids in the form of droplets, whereas in fatty liver, droplets of triglycerols are found in the entire cytoplasm of the hepatic cells. This causes impairment in metabolic functions of the liver. So, due to this condition, the normal functioning of the liver gets disturbed. And fatty liver may occur due to two main causes. The first is increased synthesis of triacylglycerols. That means whenever the mobilization of free fatty acids from the adipose tissue into the liver is much higher than the utilization, it leads to the overproduction of triacylglycerols in the liver. And the second cause is impairment in lipoprotein synthesis. So when there is any disturbance in the synthesis of lipoprotein, then also fatty liver may occur. See, from the diagram you can see the difference between the fatty liver and the healthy liver. Next, coming to obesity. So, what is obesity? Obesity is an abnormal increase in the body weight due to excessive fat deposition. So, due to excessive fat deposition or accumulation, it increases the body weight, and that condition is called obesity. And obesity is basically a disorder of excess calorie intake. In simple language, overeating. So anything excess is not good for health, right? Likewise, due to excess intake of calories, which is not good for health, obesity is caused. Every 7 calorie of excess consumption leads to 1 gram fat deposition and increase in the body weight. So for every excess taking of calories, it also leads to 1 gram deposition of the fat, which ultimately leads to increase in the body weight. Next, the clinical obesity is represented by BMI, that is body mass index, and it is calculated by formula which that is weight in kgs by height in square meters. So the healthy reference range for BMI is 18.5 to 24.9 kg per meter square, and above this obesity is categorized into 3 categories actually: grade 1 obesity, grade 2 obesity, and grade 3 obesity. If the BMI is in between 25 to 30 kg per meter square, it is considered as grade 1, and if it is greater than 30, then it is considered as grade 2, and if it is greater than 40, then it is considered as grade 3 obesity. Next, obesity is associated with many health complications like CHD, that is chronic heart disease, and stroke, hypertension, etc. So not only overweight or increased weight of the body, there are many other health problems associated with it, which are very dangerous. So you can see from the picture like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, hypertension, etc. Hence, minimize the excessive eating or proper balanced diet is needed for a healthier life. And next, coming to obesity, can be treated with synthetic lipids such as cholesterol or orlistat. So with the help of these synthetic lipids, we can treat the obesity. We can prevent or reduce the risk of those disorders by following some of the lifestyle modifications like regular exercise, by maintaining a healthy weight, consuming a diet low in saturated and trans fats, consume omega-3 fatty acids and avoid alcohol. So by following these measures, we can reduce the risk of those disorders. Thank you.